Hi Pisces, welcome to Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar. This is going to be a reading for the new moon in Scorpio. The reason I wanted to do a new moon in Scorpio reading is because I like the idea of what the new moons represent, of setting a new intention for yourself, to cycle out the old and cycle in the new, right? And give yourself 30 days, really like almost 30 days, like an entire moon cycle to put an intention into play, a goal, in order to like get out of being in a stagnant place and to grow into our truest, highest, best potential selves. Yeah. With the new moon in Scorpio, the energy it favors shadow work. And that means facing our demons, our self-limiting beliefs, our fears, our worries and anxieties, our dark desires, our misplaced trust. I haven't said misplaced trust before. That's interesting. I already did, I've done, you're the last sign I do here, so interesting that that's coming up. Anyway, so let's do this, shall we? All right, so this new moon in Scorpio reading, I'm doing a custom spread. So we're going to be asking, what's the mask that you're wearing? What shadows have you ignored and repressed? Where have you been exerting too much control? What can you do to shed these old patterns? What's your intuition telling you? And how can you do the highest good for yourself and others? So I'm going to be doing a combination of the Spellcasting Oracle with the Kickstart Tarot deck, which is a very macabre deck that I was gifted. I felt like this skeleton theme, near Halloween and for the Scorpio vibe, right? It's just the right mood and feel. I think it's appropriate. And I pulled a card for the center of your reading, which is the Death card. This isn't a bad card. Again, remember, this is a card about transformation. It's about out with the old and with the new. It's about rebirth, transformation, and cycles ending, so new cycles can begin. It's also the Scorpio power card, so I felt that was appropriate to put in the center of the reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to start that. Oh, also I wanted to mention the message. I've showed everybody the box for the Kickstart deck. Another reason I wanted to use it is because I was really attracted to this slogan on the side: death is only the beginning, and I think it's a great way for us to look at this reading so that we don't get scared. I hope you're not scared of the Death card at this point in your tarot journey, but yeah, and then at the end, Cosmic Journey Oracle. It's a positive affirmation, something for us to send us off with so that you can take this message and set the best possible intention for your ultimate transformation. All right, Pisces, what's the mask that you're wearing? What is the mask that you're wearing? While I'm shuffling, general reminder, these are general collective readings for an entire zodiac sign, which means I'm not feeding from your energy specifically, which means that not everything I say is specifically about you. So this is a time for you to train your intuition and your discernment to take away the nuggets that match you, that fit you the best, and leave what doesn't for someone else. Simultaneously, we might be touching on subjects from past cycles that you have closed out, and instead you might be being asked to look at them in a new light, to reflect on them, and to be like, you know what? I could have done this better, and in the future, I'm not going to repeat this again, and I can do it in a much better, positive way. Okay. All right, Pisces. What mask are you wearing? Grieving. And the Chariot in reverse. It's a very sad mask. And not just sad. I mean, this is like, this mask feels like it's a standstill to process a loss of some kind. Grieving might not actually mean someone who has passed. It might. If you are, I'm sorry. Like, if that does resonate, I'm very sorry that you're going through that. I extend my condolences. But it's definitely a timeout. It's a timeout, and the grieving process has left you in a place where you don't really know where to go and what to do from here. And so it's a pause. It's really, the Chariot upright would be direction and willpower, and like knowing where you're going and moving quick. In reverse, it's indecision. It's no direction here. My tummy's grumbling. Yeah, like I say that only because of, like, I wasn't hungry before. Now all of a sudden at the start of this reading, I'm hungry. Yeah. But it's interesting that this is a mask. I want to touch on this because you might be hiding something. This is hiding something else that's happening underneath. I'm not saying that you're not grieving a loss and that it hasn't taken a toll on you and you haven't paused. I think that you're being actually, if anything, very transparent about the fact that, you know, you need time out for yourself and some self-care and some time to reflect and take care of, get your affairs in order. But because it's in your mask, there's something even deeper happening on that in this. Sometimes we can, and I'm not saying this in a malicious way, sometimes we can take our grieving as an excuse to, I'm sorry if this hurts saying, and I don't want it to come across as that. We can front load the grieving, right? To just immediately be like the unquestioned stop. Stop whatever you're doing, whatever approach you want to do for me, because I'm busy with something. I'm busy with, like, this is not the time. This is not the time. This energy is, this mask is, this is not the time. And I don't want to be questioned about that. I shouldn't have to be questioned about this is not the time because I'm going through stuff. So you're being, and whether or not you are going through something is beside the point now, because it's a wall that gets erected immediately and that no one can really scale it out of respect. There's a deeper process occurring. And I don't know who you're letting in. Do you feel like you're letting someone in? Because you might not be. Is it a smokescreen even You might have other. Let's draw some cards, because before I say things, actually I'll just say it as a possibility in case it starts coming out. You might be going through 5, 6, 7 other problems, right, that you want to address properly, but you have one problem that has one of these problems has caused enough grief to be basically front loaded as the hold on a second. This is the reason why I don't want to open up about these 6 other problems I have. Right? I'm grieving. Please stop. And you know, it's you're making a bigger deal about one problem in order to minimize what you're thinking about these 6 other problems. I'm getting that, but we're gonna draw some cards to see if that's something that gets confirmed, or maybe like, again, you are Pisces. Your depths are, I love the Pisces depth. So let's see what's happening here. What shadows are Pisces ignoring or repressing? The 10 of Pentagrams. You know, this is actually the 3rd sign that gets 10 of Pentagrams in the shadow that they're repressing. I don't recall what the other signs are. One was Sagittarius. They got that in reverse, and I forgot who the other one was. Was it Taurus? Libra? I don't remember. If you know in the comments, let me know. I had a bunch of these fly out, so I'm not going to take them. 10 of Pentagrams, please, for shadows. Prosperity. Okay. Let's. This is a very clear message, right? I mean, 10 of Pentagrams is about legacy, right? It is the ultimate culmination of all of the hard work and dedication, partnerships, family, resources. The shadow that you're repressing is, holy shit, you have so much going for you. You have so much that you are capable of. You're doing really well. Why is this a shadow for you? Are you worried about losing this? Are you worried that you shouldn't be complaining about your problems? I think that's, yeah. Are you worried that you're complaining about problems that you shouldn't be complaining about? Because in actuality, your life is moving very well. Very well. Not just on paper. It just is moving well. And you might not see it for what it is. That's another thing. Maybe the shadow is not appreciating what you have and how it's feeding you. The part that you play in it and the part that it plays for you. So I've got a couple of possible shadows here. One is one of not being grateful, one of not Yeah, so one is basically not appreciating what you have. Another shadow is not feeling like you can voice your problems. It's kind of like rich white people problems. Sorry to say it like that. Rich white people problems. It's like, this isn't a problem. Like, whatever it is that you're complaining about is not a problem because you have all of this stuff in lock. Like, stop. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily fair and cool to say, period, because it basically dismisses the fact that I'm upset about something. It dismisses my feelings. It dismisses my actual, whatever this actual loss is, right, that you're using, I feel like is to justify that, hey, I should be listened to. I do actually have a sadness. I do actually have a concern, worry, but I'm not getting worry. I'm getting with grieving and with lack of direction. It's like, I'm really troubled by something so much deeper than the amazing support and feedback loop that I have. There's something deeper than that. I'm not being seen. It's like if this has been your mask for so long, or what, in other words, like, if this is just a very obvious piece of your identity, right? It can be very easy for people to think, oh, well, you have it together. I don't have to give you anything. I don't have to give you any emotional support. You'll bounce back. You'll be fine. And it's like, well, I think I need to be more on blast about how much I'm struggling. But then by doing so, is that perpetuating a problem where it's like, I don't feel entitled to do that? Okay. Where has Pisces been exerting too much control? I think we're going to start getting down to the bottom of this one. This one feels like more of a puzzle than the other ones have. The Knight of Pentagrams in reverse. So, major slowdowns, bad investments, animals. Where have you been exerting too much control? I feel like you've given this is going to sound really weird. I feel like you're giving yourself too much self-care. Or maybe your self-care is not the right the way that you're showing yourself self-care is excessive. You're trying to control these feelings that you're having. You're controlling feelings. No, stop. Okay, you're controlling the preservation of your energy. You're overly controlling your energy because with a Knight of Pentagrams in reverse, we're talking frustrating, slow obstacles. And with animals, I'm thinking, I'm thinking like hibernation, and I'm thinking licking our wounds, and I'm thinking solitude. Lots of animals are solitary, right? And so what I'm getting here is like, you're really conserving your energy a lot, and you've put it in such a place that you've put so much control on it. I feel like you're numbing yourself. I think you're reaching a place of just numbness. I feel like if you experience the fullness of the things that are happening, it becomes so overwhelming to other people that you would rather just pause anyone from getting too close from you, because they wouldn't understand anyway. They wouldn't understand you. It's hard to convey everything and then be taken seriously for it. So just stop now. Just stop. Well, I'm going to keep going, though. Come on, Pisces. What can you do to shed these old patterns? Because I can't imagine that this feels good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cards are just flying out now. 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 9 of Cups reverse, 7 of Swords reverse, 8 of Cups reverse. Yeah. Ugh. This is very, very like... You're so tired. You're so tired. You're so overwhelmed of defending yourself against other people and defending yourself against yourself. You're tired of pushing yourself to make decisions. You're tired of feeling unsettled. You're being honest with yourself about all of it. Like, you're taking the time out. It's not like you are certain of the confusion that is happening and the swirling around inside of you. You are certain about it, and because of that, you can't make proper decisions. You don't feel like you can make proper decisions. My light just dimmed. It's normal in this room. That light kind of just does a flicker. Yeah. But to me, it's like, it's confirmation. It's funny how like the lights, if you notice this in any of my other readings, when the lights dim, it's always when I finish a statement. It's the weirdest thing. Especially because I do run-on sentences. This sucks, Pisces, and I'm sorry. Let me pause this real quick. I can turn the lights up real quick. All right, I'm back. But I wanted to say something here. Who are you to complain? Hi, Max. This is my cat, Max. Who are you to complain? I think is already a toxic thought. You are a denizen of this universe, okay? And you are allowed to complain. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to think. You're allowed... Max, come here. But don't be rocking my camera, though. There's a time and a place for everything, right? There's a time and a place for everything. You have an intense emotional depth of things occurring. And it's like, how do you even begin to flow this out properly into decisive action? It's very easy to fall into that, traditional kind of wishy-washy bad reputation that Pisces gets, because sometimes it's just easier to be wishy-washy than to wade through all of this. Especially with someone else. It's like, no. I do what feels right to me after a long series of introspective questions and taking in my emotions and my environment, and like there's a process to all of it, right? And I am seeing a very, very deep internal struggle and external struggle that I think that you need to respect more. Ten of Swords in reverse. I need you to shed these old patterns. What can Pisces do to shed these old patterns? The Truth. Ten of Swords in the upright is someone that's just been betrayed, left behind for dead. In reverse, we're coming out of that stage, right? So you've already had this, this feels like a very, very like obvious damage has been done to you, right? And people, that's why you have this grieving mask, right? It's like, yeah, it's only natural that I feel the way that I feel, and I'm going through what I feel, and I would prefer to do it alone. Thank you, right? Like that is very much what has been in play. And I feel the need to go through it alone because people, society, whatever, are like, you have no right to complain. You have no right. People go through stuff like this all the time. Who are you and why are you special, and why do I need to sit here and listen to you snivel and cry about it? That's the hard truth. People don't want to fucking listen to you, do they? I'm pissed. I'm pissed for you. And as a result, you're not sharing your truth. You're denied the access to communicate your truth. This, honestly, like, what you can do to shed these old patterns is speak your truth anyway. Screw it. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. And then that shows some backbone and some like, here's me making my path, not being wishy-washy. I'm done with this. Like, I deserve to be heard. And if all of the messaging every time that I'm trying to speak is I come away from conversations not feeling heard, then these are not conversations I want to have anymore with you. I would like to have conversations with other people. And maybe this starts with a therapist or a counselor or something. Like, sure, we could go down that route. I'm just going to throw that in there. I'm not saying that's not going to be applicable for everyone. And this has to be a journey that you're willing to undertake. Okay. But it could also just be with like, who are you letting into your personal world is maybe what even led to this Ten of Swords to begin with. And now if you don't feel like you can trust certain people with what's happening inside of you, now it's the journey and process of finding someone that you can trust with what you have going on inside of you. If you're seeing things from certain perspectives, and if you're feeling things that you haven't felt before and you don't even know how to articulate, and you don't feel comfortable sharing it with the people that have known you, that are in your circle, And I feel like we're talking about this outgrowing is happening. This is part of your healing process, is acknowledging your truth and acknowledging the truth of who you feel comfortable talking to, and why don't you feel comfortable talking to certain people? Why do they make you feel minimized? Don't minimize yourself anymore. That's how you want to shed these old patterns here. Don't minimize yourself anymore. Enough. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. And I'm going to say something harsh. This is only going to apply to people that might be a little on overblowing some of it's just, see, but then I'm just digging into, it's like I'm just perpetuating the problem here, right? If I were to tell you the message I just got, get over yourself, I'm just perpetuating this problem that I was talking about. You have no right to feel the way that you feel, or rather, you had the right to feel the way that you feel, but get over it. Like, you're done with, why aren't you done with this yet? Why haven't you processed this yet? And it's like, screw you. That's how I would feel. I'd be like, screw you. I would love to get over myself because I don't want to be in this emotional soup. The fuck? Sorry, I have to let that out. You know, but like I can't sit here and not acknowledge my emotional soup. I'm processing all of these hard things privately because I don't feel safe and comfortable to bring them to you. All right, Pisces, what's your intuition telling you? I feel for you. I do. Justice in reverse. Yeah, this is unfair. This is unfair. It's unfair. Maybe you're the one that's being unfair. Okay. Forgiveness. Maybe you're the one that's being unfair on people also, right? I mean, like, let's say that you are legitimately overblowing a whole bunch of stuff, and honestly, like, yeah, just get over it would be but it's not. Just get over it is so dismissive of everything, right? And it's unfair. It's unfair to feel like you need to rush your process of getting over something, right? Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to get to is you want to make things right and you want to forgive so that you can move on, so that you can be okay. You know, they say healing begins with forgiveness. And it means being okay with the injustice, with the unfairness, with the double standards. You know, you can forgive and accept that they exist, but that doesn't mean that you are stuck having to swallow them. You can speak out against these things. And if you feel like you're being a hypocrite by doing it, say so. Like, share the parts of the statement of what you need to say with your disclaimers of, I I might be blowing this out of proportion. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Honestly, I need you to stand in your authentic truth, right? So you can't say things like, I might be blowing this out of proportion. No. If you're blowing it out of proportion, then that's it. You're done. Recognize that and get over it, right? Like that would make sense. If you're not blowing it out of proportion because it means something to you, it means something so much deeper, I need you to get to the deeper truth. I need you to get to the very hard healing portion of what's happening underneath and inside of you, so you can recognize, where are you being unfair and where have people been unfair to you? How do you forgive and what do you forget and what do you not? It's okay to not forgive also. It's okay to not forgive. But it is also the higher frequency. Forgiveness is higher than not forgiving. And I think that you know that and you want to get to that point, but like there are things that are just not forgivable. I think your intuition is telling you this is not forgivable. It hurts. It hurt me so deeply that I've erected this wall. And I don't know what to do. I'm almost seeing, like, in this forgiveness card, like the wall, it's like a dam. I know that this is a waterfall, but this to me, it's a dam, and all of this water is just spilling out over the dam is breaking. It's not able to contain this. And you're standing in all of it thinking, this is it. This is where I'm at. All I can do is just stand here amongst the storm, the carnage, see it for what it is, and feel uncomfortable sharing what I'm seeing with the people that need to hear it. And that's not fair to you. That's unfair. That's stifling. That's stifling your pain. You're using a mask here to surface level stop people from prying too deep into how much this hurt was, and how little of it you actually feel comfortable sharing. This has been the hardest reading that I've done. And I don't mean in interpreting it, it just means in getting through it. This is, yeah. Okay. Let's get moving. Let's see if we can turn this around for you, huh? What can Pisces do for the highest good of themselves and others? Six of Swords. That's the moving on with the only things that you need card, with your truths the truths that matter, your values and your principles. Good luck. Honestly, this to me is just telling me it's like setting sail and being like, good luck on your journey. Good luck on all of your endeavors. Whoever, Pisces, me, is on my way out. I appreciated everything. I can find forgiveness in time, but I can't do it here. I can't do it here. I'll be fine. I will be fine. I think something I want to say here is no matter which direction you move in and away from, go forward with a feeling of I'll be fine. I've got this. I have everything that I need. I can make my own luck elsewhere. I can find happiness. I can find whatever I'm looking for somewhere else, but I have to go out and get it. This healing process requires a lot of faith in yourself, doesn't it? Yeah. Have faith in yourself. You know what you need. You know what you need deep down, and you know the kinds of things that you need to feel comfortable saying. You know the kinds of things you need to feel comfortable feeling out loud. And to honor the space that you need to give yourself I was talking about self-care, right? Over controlling your self-care, I think, is because you know that you need self-care, and the reason that you're overdoing the self-care is to just process. And you can take your mind off the processing, but then it just comes right back to it. So then you need more self-care, and you just keep going and going and going down the self-care route. And at what point do you start realizing that you're over prioritizing self-care at a time where frankly you need it? And I think where you also need people at your side that get you. Who can you reach out to? I'm sure you have someone. I'm sure you can think of someone. And if you can't, it's time to go and find it. I'm going to draw a card from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. It's going to go in the center with your Death card. I drew this for myself earlier today. I am galactic starseed blooming. Number 17. Let's read this entry. The veil has been lifted to allow you to re-remember your galactic mission here. I am galactic starseed blooming. Our lives are born in the seeds we've planted. I am galactic starseed blooming. Seeds are designed to be abundant and adaptive. I am galactic starseed blooming. The right seeds always bloom when we provide the nourishment, sunlight, and water. I am galactic starseed blooming. Cosmic catalyst, so this would be a journaling prompt or a question for you to think about and meditate on. What seeds have I planted that are ready to bloom? And the cosmic checkbox, so an action for you to take. Allow yourself 3 nourishing actions today to allow your starseed to bloom. Should these be added to your schedule to do more regularly? So it's like acknowledging that you need the self-care, acknowledge that you need the nourishment. It's not bad to do self-care. I certainly never wanted to point that out with like you over prioritizing self-care. I mean, you might actually really need to. Again, if you are grieving and healing, like it's part of the process. It just is. But give yourself the permission and the nourishment and the care that you need. To grow into the thing that you need from yourself and from others. What seeds are you planting in others also? You don't have to be the only blooming galactic starseed in a lonely place. It's almost like I'm getting this image of fertilizing, creating this garden around you, or like pollinating, shaking down some new seeds. I think it's time for you to start connecting and reconnecting. I think there is some forgiveness that is possible for you. I think there is some there's some rights that can be wronged. I'm sorry. Some wrongs that can be righted. There could be some rights that have to be wronged, sure, right? I have to be like, you know what? Actually, we've been saying this is right, but in reality, it's so wrong. That's the truth, right? That's killing me inside. I can see that being part of the problem. But I feel like at the end of the day, you do have a lot of tools at your disposal. Okay? I know it might not feel that way. But you do. Take care, Pisces. If this resonated, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you for the next one. Take care, Pisces. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful cosmic brew. I wish you the best.